Hi, I'm Janet, and we're here with Tatiana, Mrs. Moldova.
Hello.
And we are working on public speaking, and she is putting together a video message to help with Love is Kind. It's her nonprofit organization and her platform. So, Mrs. Moldova, we're working on a video messaging for you. And so the one thing I'll say about public speaking is you always want to know a few things. One, who is your audience? How long you have for your message. You always want an opening, and the opening is something that's kind of catchy. It could be either a statistic or fact, a joke, which I don't think would be appropriate for yours, or something where you paint a picture and you have people visualize something. Then you roll into your body, which tells them whatever your message is. And then at the end, in your conclusion, you always want a call to action. And that is, what do you want people to do as a result of hearing your information? So those are kind of the basics of public speaking. So let's work on yours. Tell us what Love is Kind is.
Love is Kind is a nonprofit organization that helps children all over Moldova with a lot of donations, with support and care. That's the main goal for them, just to support those children in need.
Good, good. So we need an opening. What is something you could describe that gives an example of where people would want to help in Moldova? Like, is there a situation or anything with children?
Well, there's many situations in my country. Unfortunately, they're not all good ones or pleasant. There's thousands of children in Moldova that goes through very hard times, especially in the winter time, because there's 4 seasons in Moldova, and the winter time is the hardest one because a lot of the accommodations are not made for that. They just surviving, basically. They're in a surviving mode.
Yeah.
And there's, besides food, which is number one necessity, there's clothing. Those children, they don't have clothes, and it's a very hard situation for them. So we come here to help them, to support them, to donate for them, to help raise the funds to send back to Moldova. And there's people over there that go and buy them whatever they need and provide them with clothing and
Now, could you say that some of these kids, without the help, this Love is Kind, maybe might not live because of it?
Yes, there is. Unfortunately, there's a situation where children die because there's no resources for them. There's nobody else helping them. The society doesn't help. The government doesn't help. There's no such thing as Social Security like here in the United States.
Now, you shared with me some pictures,
Yes.
and there were beds that looked like it had mold, and these were in the hospitals.
Yes, the conditions are horrible in the hospitals, and it's the majority of the hospitals are in that condition. So Love is Kind also, besides helping children and families, they also help rebuilding the hospitals, rebuilding the rooms. For example, there's no bathrooms or showers in rooms. So basically, the children that stay in the hospital, they don't have an access to even water, to even wash their hands. So imagine the bacteria and all the viruses are going around that same hospital. It's just horrible.
So maybe we can talk about that as your opening. Maybe your opening is, imagine being a parent and losing a child because the medical facilities aren't even sufficient to prevent bacteria from growing. Maybe something like that could be your opening in your message.
Yeah, I can probably work on that.
The idea in the opening is to grab people's attention. So as a parent, if somebody talks to me about children dying because they don't have some basic things, to me, a clean bed in a hospital, to me, is a very basic thing. And I know Love is Kind helps with that. You'll have your opening, but let's talk about the body. So in your body, you want to say what the organization is. So you just kind of gave us some information. We want to consolidate that. And then maybe why you believe in the organization.
Sure. Well, Love is Kind was created by 3 mothers that live here in the United States. And the main goal was to help children in Moldova, those families in need that cannot provide for those children as far as clothes, as far as school supplies. They all got together and they created this nonprofit organization called Love is Kind. I became an ambassador for this organization a couple months ago, and I'm very excited to be the part of it and to help them raise funds and to spread awareness for them as well. The organization is about all help, love, care, support for all those in need.
Good, good, good. In the beginning of your message, you're going to talk about what the organization is, how it relates to you, maybe being a mother, how you believe in it, and probably some samples of what they do, because I think that would make people very interested in the organization.
Yes.
And then at the end, you want to have a call to action. So what are some things that people can do to help with the organization?
Well, first of all, they can volunteer. Another thing they can do is donate at loveIsKindCharity.com and spread awareness, which can be through social media, talking to friends and families, and just encourage everybody to help and support the children.
Nice. Okay. So that's your conclusion. So that's great. So we have an opening. You can pick one. We have a closing because you have your call to action, how people can help, and then you have a description for what the organization is, and then why it's meaningful to you, and then I think maybe just a few examples of what the organization does, and I think you'll have your video messaging. And how long does this need to be? Because it's always important whenever you do public speaking is you always ask, how long do you want my message to be, and who is my audience?
I would say 1 minute to maximum 2 minutes, and my audience are people in Moldova, which is mothers and fathers as well, and anybody else that care and love children.
All right, so let's put a video together and let's see how it comes out.
Sure, let's do that.
So there's a couple tools that we can use when we're doing public speaking. So one of them is an ear prompter. As a part-time model and actress, sometimes I have to memorize a script that's like 10 minutes long or has a lot of technical information in it. So I could use I call it an ear prompter, but it's a simple tape recorder that has earphones plugged into it. You slide this under your sleeve, you plug the earpiece into here, you record your message, and then you just stay in front of your message. Now it does take a little bit of time. Most people can't just do it immediately, but if you practice with it, doing it very quickly, you will be able to just say your script, and you don't have to actually memorize it. You just rehearse with it a little bit. You record it here, put it in your ear, and then you have your whole script. And one more thing that you can do is you can use a website called Q Prompter, C-U-E Prompter, and you can go to it, you can type in whatever your script is, and then you just go and you push play, and it scrolls through. I don't know if you can see that, but it scrolls through, and then you can read it as you do your script. So those are just two tools that you can use to help in your messaging when you're doing either video or if you have a long script. So Tatiana finished filming her video message. She followed the 5 steps. She identified who her audience was, how long the script needed to be. She got a catchy opening, and her body was the message. And then her ending was her call to action, where she talked about the website where you could go and how you could help.
Imagine your child being sick and in a hospital, laying on a mattress that is filled with mold from head to toe. That is the situation in many children's hospitals in Moldova. The Love is Kind organization is dedicated to change that and so much more. Our mission is to alleviate child suffering, bring hope, and offer second chances to less fortunate children and their families in Moldova and around the world. Love is Kind programs provide the necessary financial and emotional support to abandoned, neglected, and abused children. I remember being sick as a child and staying in the hospital when I received a care package from the United States, and one of the things that was inside was a doll. I will never forget that happy moment, especially the thought that someone out there cared. Now, I decided to be that person, the one that can bring a smile, the one that cares. Together, we can make a difference, and this is how you can help. Volunteer, make a donation, spread awareness. For more information, go to our website www.loveiskindcharity.com. Truly yours, Tatiana Sidorova.
Please subscribe to my channel and share it.